Welcome to Marketplace with Charles, where dreams are turned into reality. Marketplace is brought to you by Art of Skincare. Art of Skincare, the company that brings out the beauty in you, as well as Kuwisa Lodge, situated at the heart of Mabalingo Nature Reserve. If tranquility is what you're looking for, then visit Kuwisa Lodge. You will enjoy it at its level best. You will sleep, dream, and wake up with a big five around you. What a beautiful scene. There is nothing that beats the sound of a singing bird in early hours of the morning. That's what Kuwisa Lodge is all about. I am Charles Ngobeni. On Marketplace, we empower and equip you with tools that you need to move closer to your entrepreneurial dreams. Each week, we bring you insight from experts in different fields of business, from men and women of faith. Today, we'll meet an author, speaker, and a sales coach by popular demand. We were with him last week here, and unfortunately, he was fired up in such a way that we could not finish our episode, and we decided to bring him back again. Themba Nkuna, welcome once more to Marketplace with Charles.
Thank you, Charles, for having me here today, and greetings to everyone who's watching us right now.
Just for the sake of those who missed a show last week, what a great show and a great time we
awesome.
had.
Thank you. It was great. I also enjoyed it myself.
I'm not even worried about you enjoying it. I'm not worried about that. I am delighted and excited about the great reviews that we're having about the show and about the people who are impacted, people who have improved on their salesman skills, people who thought they're not cut out for it. And now they realize that it's all in their hands.
I love that. I love hearing that. Mm-hmm. I think what you're saying right now, it says to me, I'm fulfilling my purpose. Mm-hmm. I'm fulfilling my mission.
Yeah.
And maybe someone is watching and they're asking themselves, but what's his mission? You know, and the answer is, I help people give birth.
Yeah.
And that still, I might need to elaborate further because now people, when I say that, think of pregnant women and stuff. But I'm talking about people who have got dreams inside. Mm-hmm, I'm talking about people who have got something they want to give birth to. I find that it's highly unlikely that you interact with someone and they don't have something that they believe they want to do, something that they believe is bigger than them.
Yeah.
Almost everyone has that thing. Because for me, as a spiritual person, I believe that God has put something in all of us. And you don't have to believe in God to understand this message. It could be anyone. You can replace the word God with whatever that you believe in, and the message still becomes relevant. Whoever you believe in, for me, it's God. He has put something inside of you. That thing, you have to give birth to it. Because there comes plenty solutions to the world's greatest problems. For me, the problem that I'm solving, it's helping people understand how to sell. It's helping entrepreneurs build successful businesses. Because I believe that it is through entrepreneurship that we are going to solve the problems we have in this world. The hunger problems, the drought problem, every problem that we have, the disease, all these type of things. It's someone who's going to come up with a solution to say, I am going to fix this. And now when I'm talking about that, I'm thinking, what is entrepreneurship? What is an entrepreneur? It's basically someone who finds a solution for problems.
In fact, money is not on the product. Money is on you solving the problem. Instead of praying for God to give you a certain product, you rather pray for God to show you problems and give you solutions.
Of course. So, I mean, you are sitting on a chair now. People had a challenge of where can we sit? And someone did not go to God and say, bring us chairs. Someone could have said to God, give me a way to solve this problem. And he said, but there's trees already. Those are the trees. And that's where the solution is coming from.
Yeah.
So I think as people, we need to be able to connect to what actually can be the source of solving this problem, because everything that we want, it's already here.
You know, you spoke about giving birth.
Sure.
You know, when a woman is about to give birth,
Yeah.
she goes on labor.
Okay.
Mark the words labor.
Labor.
She labor
Okay.
in order to give birth.
Of course, of course.
But in her labor, she brings out a beautiful hidden treasures within herself.
Wow.
What can you say about labor and the beautiful treasure that will bring out? Because most of the people out there, we are so lazy. We do not labor.
Yeah.
And
I
yet
gotta
we
say,
want
the treasure.
beautiful treasure.
Of course.
There can't be a beautiful treasure coming out without labor.
So I like what you're saying when you talk about the story of a woman who's about to give birth. I can only imagine it in my mind because number one, I've never really seen a woman give birth.
I've seen mine though.
so I think you might have seen your wife or something like that. But
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
once you see it once,
you're fine.
Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, okay.
But let me tell you something.
Okay.
It's just like gold. Mm-hmm. It's just like gold. Anything precious.
Yeah.
You have to go through the fire. Mm-hmm. You have to go through the molding. You have to go through the sharpening. Mm. You have to go through the labor. Mm. Mm. The people who are willing to endure the pain are those who are going to find the treasure. I find that a lot of people shy away from that pain. There is no testimony without a test. Mm-hmm. There isn't. Mm-hmm. I've been through some myself, and I pray I'm done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm hoping I'm done. Mm-hmm. I'm done with this test because life rewards those who have been through the test. Mm-hmm. Because what we are doing as people, we are saying to the universe, this is what I want. And life could respond, really? You're not the first person to say that. A lot of people have said that. But for me to actually qualify that you mean what you're saying, let me take you through some test. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And life rewards those type of people who can enjoy the test. Mm-hmm. So the woman who's got this treasure inside of her, she must go through that labor process where bones are broken, when there's so much bleeding, sweat and everything. That analogy is the same as breaking into success, as giving birth to the life of your dreams. You need to go through the sweats. You need to go through the blood. You need to go through the starving. You need to go through the repossessions. You need to go through being broke. You need to go through all those humiliation, all those type of things, to a point where people actually leave you. And when I say leave you, I mean literally leave you. Yeah. When you call them, they don't answer their phones. Mm-hmm. When you ask for help, they say, "But you chose that life. It's not. That's not our problem." You need to be at that point, because for me, I found that when I was at that point, I gave birth to this book.
Yeah. Never give up on God.
Never give up on God.
Yeah.
This book, it came through a process of giving birth to a treasure. What happened was, after I quit my job, I'm one of those crazy entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. So I didn't start my journey as because I was desperate or because there was no other option and all those type of things. I left my job when I was already getting a paycheck. I mean, after I've graduated from university, my first job actually was paying me around some 17,000 rand and stuff. Yeah. And I mean, as a 22-year-old, who doesn't really come from a very rich family, when you can now get 70,000 rands a month, it feels like a lot of money, right? Whether it could be or not. But I made a decision to say, I want more. There is something. I felt that something. You know, when a woman is pregnant, she can feel it. You know, she can feel it. She starts throwing up. She starts having some cravings and stuff. And also, as an entrepreneur, you start feeling those things. No, there's something inside of me. There is something. I'm no longer the same. You know, I want more. I want to do more of this. I want to go out there and sell. I want to go out there and meet people. And I wrote this book, The Truth About You, because I found that if you know who you are, it is better to win the battle out there. And that leads me to my point. The first battle that you must fight as a person is the battle in your mind. Yeah. If you can overcome the battle in your mind, you can win any other battle out there. So you need to go out there prepared. That little voice, I think you know what I'm talking about. It has been there in your mind a couple of times. That says, Charles, you can't do it. Charles, you can't do it. Charles, you're going to fail. Charles, what if this? And that voice, what to my surprise, it's only all the time speaking of negative things. What if you go broke? What if you lose this? What if that? It's never, but what if you make it? What kind of a life will you live?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
So I find that you need to always embrace the process. You have to go through the journey of actually giving birth to something that is inside of you. And that's what I help people do.
You know, you said you pray that the bad stuff should never happen to you again. But unfortunately, without tests, trials, and temptations, the word victory will never exist.
Sure, of course.
Where does training fit into the entrepreneur sales profitability equation? What you name is the ESP?
So I think someone asked the question, and this is from a corporate business point of view. And someone asked the company owner, what if we spend so much money developing these people, equipping them with the skills, and the following day they decide to leave? It means we would have spent so much money preparing these guys for the next opportunity.
Yeah.
But now the company owner asked the same question. What if we don't train them and they stay? It basically means now we are sitting here with a bunch of not so
productive people
and stuff. So I would say that training is a must. It's non-negotiable. And now we're living in a very volatile world. We're living in a space where everything is just changing. And you need to stay up to date with the changes in the market. You need to be forward-looking. You need to prepare people for tomorrow. So training, I believe that as people, we must always develop ourselves. And this is why I'm doing these things. This is part of training, by the way, because what training is education. Education is empowering people. It's developing people, developing their minds and stuff. Your mind cannot be the same as it was yesterday. There must be a difference tomorrow. Even if it just means reading just one line, it makes a difference. The line that says, do the things you love and ultimately fulfill the purpose you are called for. That line by itself, it's making a difference in your mind. It's making a difference in your life because it gives you a different outlook of the world and of your life and stuff. So I really encourage and really emphasize on the fact that people must be developed. That's non-negotiable.
You do the things that you love, and at the end you love the things you do.
If you can marry that,
yes.
If you can marry that, that's what for me I would define as the number one success.
Yeah.
Before anything else. Before anything else.
Tell me, what caliber of salespeople do you see thriving in the fourth industrial revolution?
You know why I'm laughing?
Yeah.
I'm sure you're wondering, why is this guy laughing? What's going on in his mind? There's a couple of guys that I'm coaching which are actually in the tech space. Tech means actually technology and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I've been with them a couple of times and I've asked them the question, but what is 4IR? You know, and up until today, they haven't really given me the answer that I'm looking for. I'm looking for a clear, cut to the point type of description of what 4IR is. Because I can see now maybe a McDonald's would introduce a system where people can now walk in and place an order without talking to the teller and stuff. And some people could say that's part of 4IR, which is taking our jobs and stuff. Now suddenly a job which was done by 50 people is now done by one person whose job is to maybe operate a robot instead of now having a lot of people on the floor, all those type of things. But what I'm looking for at the same time, I'm looking for the opportunities behind this 4IR, you know, and I understand it's a buzzword that is just circulating, going around like a virus. And what happens in most instances, I find that the people who talk about 4IR, they might not necessarily have a clear understanding of what it is, and I'm part of those people, by the way. I still don't really get, I want someone who's in the tech space and say to me in layman's term, this is what 4IR mean. However, to answer your question, what type of a caliber skill sets would a person need to survive in the 4IR space and stuff? Well, it's a nice one, and if I have to think quickly, I would say to you, people make technology.
Yeah.
Technology don't make people.
Yeah.
What that means is people will always be ahead of technology because they are the ones who are making the technology. But now, when it comes to the salespeople who I feel that they are going to survive in this era, it has to be, they must have these three things. The first thing is they must be curious. They must be curious to learn. They must be hungry for knowledge. Because we are now living in an age where information is everywhere, both good and bad. So if now I go to my YouTube, if I go to wherever, social media, there's just information coming into my face and stuff. So I need to be able to know which information I'm looking for. But you have to be curious. You have to be curious of what tomorrow looks like. The second skill someone might need is being prepared. You need to be prepared. There's no worse thing like having an opportunity come and you're not prepared for it. But it's also very great to be prepared and have no opportunity at all. So stay prepared for whatever changes that are actually happening in the space and stuff. And the third skill which I feel that salespeople need, or as people we need, is contribution. You know, it's the skill of contribution. I don't really think at this point what the machines can do can take away what people can do. The human interaction, the feeling, the connection in terms of how we feel about each other, the care that I am actually showing you, the compassion, you know, the way I express myself in terms of how much I want to serve you. And on the previous show, I talked about relationship building. Well, if these guys can be smart enough now and say we're gonna create a machine or a robot that will be able to create great relationships with people, then I'll know that we're in trouble. But I still find that only people can do that. Only people can be able to create those type of connections, those type of relationships. So you need, as a person, to have that skill, the third skill, the skill of contributing into people's lives. You must care for the people. And now, if I were to say in one line, have a serving mentality. You need to have the mentality to serve other people. Serve the many, you get what you want.
It's okay to make mistakes.
Sure.
That's what the book says.
Yes.
Take me through that.
So I think I discuss it's okay to make mistakes in this book, the Step Out from Your Comfort Zone. Why I am saying this is because I find that many a times as people, we want to wait for perfect conditions. And it's highly unlikely that you will ever find a perfect solution or a perfect condition, in fact. The reason I'm saying this is that the person who actually made this, the first time they made an attempt, they might have not got it right.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm sure we've read about this light bulb story, someone trying 999 times or something like that.
I still need to know how many times he tried.
Yeah.
Because wherever you go, everybody gives you their number, 999, 1,000 times. I need to research that.
Yeah, but anyway.
But I know it's a number of times.
Yeah, you know, but I think that makes a great analogy to what you are asking me. When I say in the book, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to try something and not work out. Remember, you're only a failure when you decide to give up. You have only failed. In fact, not that you are a failure. You might have failed on that. I don't really think a person can have a title that says that says failure, all those type of things. But you only fail on something when you stop trying, when you stop giving it your best, giving it another attempt, all those type of things. So the reason I'm saying here, it's okay to make mistakes, it's because I want people to understand that doing something once and not getting it right does not mean that you are a failure. It means you need to get or try other ways of doing it. You need to consult other people who have done this thing before. So if you have been in business for the past 20 years, I'm in business for the past 5 years, I must learn from you so that I don't repeat the same mistakes that you've made.
Yeah, if you fail, you need to fail forward.
So when you fail forward. You fail and learn. You fail and learn until you get it right. Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
And in my business, I allow people to make mistakes.
Yes.
As long as they don't repeat the same mistake.
Yes.
I've got a challenge when they repeat the same mistake. But if they do a brand new mistake every day, I've got no problem with that.
That person is on the journey of learning. You know, someone said the definition of being mad is doing the same thing
over and over again, expecting different results.
all those type of things. But if you make a mistake, you learn from it, you don't repeat it. And look, I think that's how life is. Because now, where you are sitting now, you can reflect 20 years back on the mistakes that you've done.
Yeah.
But today you don't do them anymore.
In fact, it's my mistakes that made me to sit on this chair today.
Of course, of course. So without the mistakes, there's no lessons.
Let's talk about building legacy, which is part of your book.
It's a very interesting one, but I find that those who actually live meaningful lives are those who are not thinking for themselves. It's people who are thinking for those who are coming after them. This is a mentality of passing on the baton. You know, when we're still in primary and stuff, I try to participate in sports and all those type of things, doing some relay and, you know, all those type of things where now you are paired and maybe in 4 or something like that, you must run and pass the stick to the next person, and the next person must run
race.
and pass the stick. But now the team that wins will be those who actually get to the finish line first. So you, as the first person with the stick, determine when the last person there will get to the finish line. So legacy building is also about that, if you really think about it. A lot of us, we might be where we are today because we're past that baton a little bit late. Or we never passed the baton at all.
At all.
We have to start. And look now, you have to start with what you have, where you are. You don't even know where the baton is. You must go out and look for the baton. You don't even know where it is. You don't even know how it looks like. You have to just go and search. Then you find it. Then you must get into the race. Then you must start running. And all those type of things. But legacy is about saying, I'm not going to delay the future generation. I'm going to create something that when it's my turn to pass it on, I don't delay these guys. I pass it on, they continue running with it. So the legacy building mentality is all about that, not thinking about me for now. So it's fine. I have to enjoy life also because, I mean, hey, I must have my fair share of this journey, right? But in that process, I must be able to say, but the chap's coming after me. What do I do for them? What do I live for them? What type of life will they live because of what I've done? All those type of things.
Someone said another statement that made me very angry. Although I think it's true. He said, it's okay to have a job, but it is not a good thing to die in your job.
Okay.
Take your job as a starting point,
Yeah.
but try and build a legacy out of your job.
Sure.
Because if you die in your job, you can't pass down your job to your children and children's children as a legacy.
Of course.
But if you start with your job and then you build on something else on the sideline,
Yeah.
which you can pass down as a legacy.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, if you have got that great job, make sure that you are heavily secured. You have got great life policies. You have got great investments, which you can pass on as a legacy to your children and your children's children. A wise man leaves inheritance, not only for his children, but also to his children's children.
Of course.
Our grandchildren should start from our shoulders going up, not from where we started.
Of course.
And unfortunately, our time is up again.
I think your time is too short here.
No, this watch is not okay. It moves very fast.
I need 3 hours here. I need 3 hours, not 30 minutes. Come on, you are killing me.
But anyway, should people need to get hold of you, get hold of your materials, need you to come and speak to them, how do they do it?
In fact, my phone will be on all the time. What I like about what I'm doing is I want people to access me easily.
Yeah.
I don't even try to hide away my email, my number, all those type of things where people can find me because I want to serve. Remember that saving mentality.
Yeah.
I want to serve. So anyway, people can actually visit our website, which is howtosellacademy.co.za. If you want to write to me directly, my email is Themba at How to Sell Academy.co.za. My number is 078-303-5865. You can join my YouTube channel, which is Sales with Themba. I'm available on LinkedIn, Themba Nkuna. Facebook page, Themba, author, speaker, and coach. I'm on Instagram, Themba_sales coach. I'm on Twitter, which is Themba Nkuna. Shucks, there's just so many platforms, eh? Now I'm thinking Snapchat. I'm thinking of continuing, but now I cannot keep up with all these platforms.
Yeah,
So we can actually connect with people. But yeah, I mean, people can get in touch through those platforms, and I'm really looking forward to come speak at your event, at your organization, just trying to work on the mindset issue. The books are here. Those who are actually wanting copies. In fact, I'm being a bad salesperson now. I can't say those who are wanting copies. I must say the books are here.
Yeah.
I want people to place orders by writing to me an email, Themba at howtosellacademy.co.za.
Awesome.
That's the step up from your comfort zone. That's the truth about you.
Yeah.
And that's the never give up on God. In fact, I didn't say something, and that is I'm releasing my 4th book now. I mean, this month, titled How to Sell, Pitch, and Multiply.
No, awesome.
Sure.
And I'm Charles Ngobeni signing off on Marketplace with Charles. You can get hold of me on Instagram, Charles_Ngobeni, Facebook, Charles Ngobeni, or you can go to www.charlesngobeni.com. I would like to connect with you. Well, God bless you. See you next time, same channel.
Join Marketplace with Charles on an 11-day tour of the Holy Land from the 8th of December 2019. Take the route Israel traveled to the Promised Land, cross over the Red Sea, and float on the Dead Seas, the lowest point on earth with amazing healing properties. Experience the vibe of Jericho and cruise on the Sea of Galilee to Capernaum, the hometown of Jesus. Visit the pools of Bethesda, Nazareth, Bethlehem, and many more. Walk where Jesus walked and see the Bible come alive. If beautiful memories and an enriched spirit is what you are looking for, then join us in taking Jesus to the marketplace. For more information, call us on +27 72 123 0078 or email israel@artofskincare.co.za.